A familiar tale of woe and misfortune unfolded once again on Monday night as Rafael Nadal's season was brought to a close ahead of schedule, raising further questions about both his immediate future and long-term plans. In true Nadal fashion, he went down swinging against David Goffin, despite wincing in sheer pain in the final set of a match that, in truth, he should never have started. The world number one spoke of his commitment to giving it a go at a tournament that helps had to withdraw from in 5 of the 12 years preceding this season's edition, but there will now be questions regarding the lasting damage he's done to himself. Nadal tried to draw the positives, pointing out that the problem is nothing new and that the next course of action will at least be familiar. "The good thing is it's nothing new," he said. "Everybody of my team, we have the right experience on this thing. We hope to manage it well, to have the right rest, the right work, and try to be ready for the beginning of the next season. I know what I have to do. I know all the things that happened in the past when I had these things, and I know the treatment that I had to do. I know the periods of time that I need to work. Then if the treatment works or not, we will see." The final statement perhaps raises the biggest issue facing the 16-time Grand Slam champion. At 31, how many more times, both physically and mentally, can he afford to return from another setback? If anyone on the planet has the mental strength to overcome one more problem, it's Rafa, but the time will come sooner rather than later where he has to draw a line in the sand and call it a day. Barcelona, Monte Carlo, Madrid, Roland Garros, US Open, Beijing. His problems throughout the years have been unfortunate, but amid the backdrop of the lengthy list of ATP casualties, it's hard to continually turn a blind eye to the clear scheduling problem. Last season's top 5 of Andy Murray, Novak Djokovic, Milos Raonic, Stan Wawrinka and Kei Nishikori have all cut 2017 short with various injury concerns. Murray's own remarkable push for the world number one spot certainly harmed him this year, and while Nadal's own chase was nowhere near as frantic, it remains to be seen if the late push in the Asian hard-court swing coupled with the rush to compete in Paris-Bercy will prove to be at his detriment in 2018. Murray and Djokovic's own struggles opened the door to Nadal and Roger Federer's rise to prominence again in a remarkable season, but will Nadal return the favor at the start of their own comeback year with both men outside the top 10 already? The possibility of meeting a player of Nadal's caliber in the early stages of the Australian Open is a very real prospect. Should the Spaniard be unfit or, worse, skip the event completely, it could hand one of the pair a glorious opportunity to fire themselves up the rankings sooner rather than later. Of course, at this stage it's nothing more than conjecture, but for the returning duo, the prospect of only having to deal with one half of a fit and firing Federer will no doubt be a more enticing, although still perilous, task. While Nadal may have pipped Federer to the post in the race for world number one of this year, any struggles into next season for the Spaniard could easily allow the Swiss a return to the top of the rankings for the first time since October 2012. Again, this remains mere speculation, but Nadal will perhaps look to his longtime rival's own modified schedule upon his next return to the sport, particularly when faced with adjusting his own hard-court program. Attempting back-to-back weeks in Beijing and Shanghai, where the problem seemed to rear its ugly head, was perhaps unwise given the long season he'd battled through already. And given the context of the knee injuries he's suffered in the past, combined with his age, it could be described as real mismanagement. Whatever his next move, though, and no matter what the lasting effects are, Nadal's 2017 should not be tarnished by such a disappointing end. Across his career, his ability to bounce back from injury setbacks has been unrivaled, and 2017 was his greatest yet. After 3 years without a Grand Slam title, he moved beyond Pete Sampras' total of 14 majors with a barely believable 10th French Open title, before adding another for good measure at the US Open, while ending the season as the oldest year-end world number one. It would be foolish to write off him overcoming this latest problem and returning to the peak of his powers once more, but as time continues to take its toll and with the hungry returning Big Four members waiting in the wings, it's already difficult to see him ending 2018 at summit of men's tennis once more.